evening and welcome to another edition of the HGP Sportscast for April 22nd, 2019. I am Stanford Howard. Thanks for staying tuned. Happy Easter. This evening we start with athletics. Shantoba Bright, Claudia McCoy and Joanna Archer shines at the Carifta Games in track and field, while Akira Prasad cops gold in swimming in Barbados. Here are the details. Guyana's 21 athletes contingents who participated in this year's Carifta Games have so far captured 3 golds, 2 silver and 2 bronze medals at the end of the second day, which are currently being held in the Cayman Islands with the track and field events and swimming events being held in Barbados. On the opening day on the track, Guyanese McCoy won the under 20 1500 meter in a time of 4.3946 seconds ahead of Jamaica's Kellyanne Bexford 4.40.49 seconds, and Anicia Lawrence in a time of 4.4119 seconds. While on the field, Shantoba Bright won her second long jump with a leap of 6.05 meters, being the only jumper to go past the 6-meter mark. Over in Barbados, Akia Prasad won gold in the 11 to 12 100-meter butterfly at the Carifta Swimming Championships. She clocked a time of 1.08.52 seconds. Joanna Archer, who got 5th in the under 20 1500 meter, have copped gold in the 800 meter, with 15-year-old Adrienne Austin taking 3rd in the under 17 800 meter. At last year's Games in the Bahamas, the Guyanese contingent walked away with 9 medals, including 1 gold and 1 silver, surpassing their previous best from 2017, in which they captured 8 medals that include 4 golds, 1 silver, and 3 bronze. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. In a developing story, Rickford Burke has called for the resignation of the AAG president, citing that the president has acted recklessly and irresponsibly. Samuel Gillis has the details.
Head of the Caribbean Guyana Institute for Democracy, Rickford Burke, is eating things up for the president of the Athletics Association of Guyana, Aubrey Hudson, and calling for his resignation. According to the institute, Hudson acted recklessly to hinder local student athletes' participation at this year's Penn Relays in the United States from April 25th to the 27th. According to the correspondence, Mr. Aubrey Hudson allegedly took steps to stop these children from securing their U.S. visa to travel to Philadelphia to participate in the Penn Relays. Sections of the media published that Hudson said the AAG has the power to sanction any local athlete from participating internationally, but without evidence. Mr. Hudson accused the students of fraud on national television. He also noted that any athlete that participates without permission will be subject to disciplinary action. The case put forward by the CGID is that the Ministry of Education is the sanctioning body since the Penn Relays is a school competition, and the MOE had already guaranteed approval for the Fort Wellington, New Campbellville, and Government Technical Institute. Hudson's action had resulted in students from Fort Wellington being denied U.S. travel visa. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
Now in cricket, Trinidad and Tobago under 15 regional side bounced back from a defeat to Guyana to win the Super 50 title. Here are the details.
Trinidad and Tobago survived the 7-wicket defeat in Saturday's final round to capture the regional under 15 Super 50 Cup by the narrowest of margin. TNT finished 25.2 points, with Guyana second on 25.1 points. Defending champions Barbados, who edged Windward Islands by a single run, ended third on 19.3 points. Justin scored 73 off 113 balls against Guyana in the tournament. Jamaica, who crushed the Leeward Islands by 151 runs at the Vivian Richard Cricket Stadium, finished 5th on 13.1 points, behind in 4th place Windwards on 14.5 points. Leewards, without a win in their 5 outings, finished last on 1.7 points. In form opener, Rampertap Ramnad struck a super unbeaten 92 as Guyana marched to its target in the 31st over. He struck 13 fours in an exciting 83-ball knock, adding 90 for the second wicket with Mavindra Dindyal, whose 52 came from 43 balls and included 7 fours and a 6. Despite these efforts, the Twin Island Republic still fought through and emerged overall winners. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
Thank you, Samuel. More in cricket news. The return of Matthews and King as Anicia Mohammed and Marissa Aguilera dropped as the West Indies women are set to face Ireland women next month. Hear more in this report. Hayley Matthews and Stacey Ann King has been included by Cricket West Indies interim selection panel in a 14-member West Indies women's squad that will tour Ireland and England from May 21st to June 26. Matthews returned to the squad after an injury layoff when she damaged her MCL playing in the Women's Big Bash in Australia last December. The injury resulted in Matthews missing the recent West Indies Women's Series against Pakistan in Karachi and Dubai. Stacey Ann King is returning to international cricket after an almost 3-year absence. King last represented the West Indies women in the home series against England in 2016. Interim chairman of selectors Robert Haynes on behalf of the interim selection panel said, and I quote, "Stacey Ann King's return to the West Indies women team to tour Ireland and England is no real surprise after her performance during the recently concluded Colonial Medical Insurance Women's Super 50 Cup and CWI's T20 Blast tournament. Anicia Mohammed and Melissa Aguilera's performance in the recent Women's Championship weren't what we expected or how we wanted them to perform, so unfortunately they were not picked on this touring squad. Overall, Cricket West Indies have a very unique and balanced team, which reflect what we saw in Guyana during the Women's Championship." End of quote. The 14-member squad, along with 6 reserve players, will assemble in Antigua from May 6th to 20th for a training camp before the touring party's departure to Ireland from Antigua on May 21st. The West Indies women will play Ireland in 3 T20s international on May 26th to 29th. Then they'll play in England in 3 one-days international as a part of the ICC Women's Championship on June 6th to 13th. Followed by 3 T20 internationals on June 18th, 21st, and 25th. The full squad reads: Stephanie Taylor, captain; Hayley Matthews, vice-captain; DeAndre Dottin, Afia Fletcher, Kamish Ramhak, Shaniani Nation, Shanelli Henry, Kessia Knight, Kishana Knight, Shakira Selman, Shameli Connell, Shemaine Campbell, Natasha McLean, and Stacey Ann King. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. That concludes our cast for this evening. I am Stanford Howard, reminding you that grey skies are just clouds passing over. Over to you, Handel.